Ejection seat and the gun. So the gun on the right was the bit which actually fires the seat. That is bolted here.
Oh yeah, you can see them, yeah.
And here. Now, I got that out, no problem, but again, on that, there's a lot of distortion, courtesy of two different types of metals working against each other as they corrode. Now, the other one at the back.
Yeah, you can see the metal on the bottom, can't you?
Yeah, well, all that stuff on the bottom.
Is that from two different metals being together then?
That is just aluminium.
Oh, is that just aluminium?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So have we got spare parts for all of this then, or?
Some yes, some no, but the rest of it we will remanufacture.
So if you're watching this video, I am guessing you like aviation and you're a man. My analytics show 99% of my audience is men. So guys, this is going to lead me on to this week's sponsor, and that is treasuresoftime.co.uk. Treasures of Time are a man cave specialist. They specialise in all the goodies that go in your man cave or office. They go from Formula 1 memorabilia, aviation, signed memorabilia, autographs, desks, desk ornaments, toys, everything. So guys, tell your missus what you want for Christmas. Go to www.treasuresoftime.co.uk and grab yourself a bargain. Also, if you use the code MIKE10, you'll get 10% discount off the checkout with your purchase. Guys, go check it out, treasuresoftime.co.uk. And will we do that in here, or will that be done?
No, it will be done at the various workshops. Look at, see all that powder? That needs to be almost swept and then vacuumed.
Does it?
Yeah, because there's a lot of it, but the thing is, you've got to be careful. Before we hoover it all up, what I had to do is literally go through with my hands.
Okay.
Now, with that type of material, you've got to be careful, so you've got to wear gloves, because it can be carcinogenic, so I wear a mask, because I actually found a brand new dial and an indicator needle off the instruments. Now, we don't know where it came from, so it must have been put in there to do a job, and then they lost it, and it's been there ever since.
No way.
It's now being fitted into the correct instrument, because the guy who builds them all up for us, who's part of the group, he couldn't find them anywhere. And the same day as I found them is the same day he actually put an email through saying, if anybody's, you know.
And it was just, so they'd obviously gone to fix it and they've just dropped it in the cockpit and couldn't find it.
No, well the indicator is literally about, what's that, 10 millimeters long, about 2 wide, day glow tip, the end of it, and the dial was about the size of about that, size of a 10p, and that was under all the sand, right underneath.
That's mad.
Right behind, because you wouldn't have seen it, because where the pedals are, and when it's fully everything in there, you've got no chance of getting your head down there. It's upside down. We did on
because you think when the chair's there, when the control column, everything, there's no space, is there?
No. Well, let me put it this way. In the army, have you ever heard of FOD?
Yeah, like when you do FOD, yeah.
Right, same in whether it's
FOD marches and stuff.
Yeah,
FOD
whether it's a tank, armoured personnel carrier, whatever. If you have a foreign object in there, it can cause an issue. Yeah. With these, it can cause massive issue. Yeah.
That's why pilots have special pilot boots, because, well, they used to, where there's no grip in them, so they wouldn't bring anything into the cockpit.
Also, the pens for marking things down on, for writing details down, it was a wax pencil. Those things were a nightmare, because they used to lose them. What they used to do is take off and then do an inverted flight, see if anything fell onto the canopy.
All right, Buzz, that's enough of that.
Upside down, they'd pick them all up, put them in a bag. But if there's something still missing, whether it's a tool or whatever, then first thing is my trade would be going upside down, looking under the seats with torches, having a circle around, obviously making sure the seat was safe at the time.
Yeah.
And if we couldn't find it, then the seat would have to come out.
No.
And then if they still couldn't find it, they'd be pulling everything apart looking. Now, there was an issue with people losing tools.
Yeah.
Hence, well, a lot of toolkits had the day glow backing.
Oh, okay.
So when you put tools back,
yeah,
or you put a token on there with your name, so we knew who took that tool. Why isn't it back there? Where is it? Then you end up.
Then you have to go looking for it before. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Typical military. You lose if you don't find your tool, you lose your weekend. Sort of thing.
Well, in our case, you lose your weekend and you stay in the hangar until it's found.
And then stay in the hangar until it's found. Yeah. So, when you remove the ejection seat from one of these, how long would it take? Like, what the process from just on a normal day?
On a normal day, I mean, the first thing is while it's first thing is you put your safety pins in. Once you know it's safe, you ensure it's safe. You then got to disconnect all the relevant component parts from where it attaches the seat to the aircraft. Yeah. Now, for instance, this piece here, that connects.
This piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I can bend down and get it.
There we go.
That bit plugs to the underneath of the seat.
Okay.
That gives the pilot oxygen, intercom, and other items. So that's connected. You see the blue straps, or what used to be blue straps?
Yeah.
They're the leg restraints.
Right.
They're attached to the floor. They go round the pilot's leg and plug into the seat.
And they're what pull the pilot's legs in when he ejects.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got there's another lanyard which is not in here. It goes on that. You can just see there.
Yeah.
Is where you'll get the lanyard for the rocket pack.
Okay.
There's a rocket pack over on one of those seats over there.
Yeah.
The one at the back. Now that, when it gets to a certain height, will pull the trigger, the sear out of the cartridge.
Right. Okay.
Enabling it to fire.
Yeah.
Right, but it will only fire when it gets to a certain height. And the only way that's going to happen is with the seat. The gun, once that gun's gone up to its maximum height, you've got 3 tubes, inner, middle, and the one which is fixed to said brackets.
To that bracket, so yeah.
All right, that's permanent.
So that main fire tube will always stay in. It doesn't. The seat
tube
leaves without that.
Yes. Yeah. The tubes. If you look at crashed aircraft.
Yeah. They've always got
a tube sticking out.
Yeah.
So what happens is, pilot pulls his handle. Yeah. Once the handle's pulled, whether it's one between his legs or his face screen, once that's pulled, the sequence starts. Primary cartridge will fire. The explosive charge will go down, hits the very bottom, can't go any further, so it has to come back up. As it comes back up, it started lifting the 2 inner guns. As it clears, halfway, about a third of the way up, you've got another charge. It's like a pancake, about that big. What will happen then is that will go off, give it another boost. The third later, there's another one. That will go off, by which time you've now got the gun at full working pressure. Once it gets to a certain height, the ejection seat is about to leave that gun, then the rocket pack will fire, giving you the biggest ride of your life. You're gone then. Yeah. And once you're gone, then the ejection seat takes over and does all its own bits when it will allow you to release and so on. But as I say, I've digressed, but removing the seat, once you've disconnected all those main components where the seat is attached to the floor, on the side of the main gun, you have to release a very strong spring. And that's done with a handle which you screw in, and you literally retracting that spring.
Yeah.
which are then on the top of the ejection seat you've got, which I'll show you on those ones later, is the big ring at the top where you can put the hook underneath, and you literally have to crank it, winch it out, people either side, and make sure it doesn't clatter.
Yeah.
And then once it's up to a certain height and it's clear, you've then got to be careful how you pull it back, because by which time this thing is will try and swing. You then lower it onto what we call a seat stand, which is basically a tricycle with a main gun sitting in the centre, which you can just slide it back on, because it comes up on slippers, 6 slippers. As it slides up, you've got to then slide it back on, retract the spring so the spring holds it back in place again, so it won't fall off.
Yeah.
And you can turn this thing upside down, move it around, do whatever you want with it then. But it's not a quick job.
So the whole process, what would it be like a whole afternoon sort of thing?
No, you probably get it done in a probably about half hour, 3/4 hour.
Oh, okay.
I would say, depending on the team.
Yeah.
If you've got a good team, you can get them done sometimes quicker.
Really? Okay.
You know, but seats have to come out on a regular basis to get serviced, and when they get serviced, everything gets replaced. Every nut gets replaced. Every bolt gets replaced. Especially when you're dealing with somebody's life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
That's cool.